All right, thank you for coming. The October 6th, 2025 Middlebury Town Council meeting will now be called to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Kent Kaufman,
Here.
Mike Holloway,
Here.
Gary Kripe,
Here.
Carl Miller,
Here.
and Kevin Miller.
Here. All right, we had the minutes for the September 29th meeting.
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes for the September 29, 2025 meeting, accepted as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, this time we'll open the floor for public comments. Would ask you to please keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. But we're excited to see all of you. All right, I'm having trouble with this one. What is this one?
Robin
Robin?
Sheely?
Shelp.
Shout, sorry.
Robin? Is that right?
Yeah, lovely handwriting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, we're
all
also
right.
young, we didn't learn cursive, so, Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay, I'm Robin Shelp. I live at 121 River Park Drive. I'm here relating to the development that wants to be put in on County Road 16. I understand we need housing in our area. I'm not against housing. I would like to see it at a smaller scale. 152 units on 11 acres, 12 acres is high density. And high density in our town isn't what our town stands for. I grew up here. People move here because they like the charm, the quiet, the quaint, whatever. And consequently, we don't have a lot of tourism in our town, basically because the people don't want that influx of people. But again, we do need housing, and that I have no problem with that, but I would like to see them scale it back down. 152 units, that's a lot of people and a lot of parking on a road that's not meant for that. We have a lot of Amish in our community that are against it. They aren't going to speak because they don't do that, and that's fine, but you need to understand there are a great deal of them that are against it. I gave you each a picture of what they're proposing them to look like. I don't know about you, but those look like concentration camp buildings. I mean, there is zero architectural desire there. They look like a shed that was cut in half, and they're black. Now, when people drive from Shipshe to Middlebury or Middlebury to Shipshe, they come that road deliberately. The tour buses do, because they like to see the Amish houses, the gardens. It's a pretty drive. It's not going to be pretty if there's 19 black buildings there with blacktop yet on top of it. The builder in the beginning said he would put up a buffer berm. That seems to have gone away according to the plan he's presenting to the county commissioners. There has to be something there, some kind of a buffer, maybe a 10-foot wall of dirt with trees. I don't know what the answer is, but it needs to have a buffer. It needs to have decel lanes both coming and going if it's going to be there. Again, preference would be, I don't want it there. But you can't constantly turn developers down. You just can't in a town like ours. But I also, you hear he did it in Goshen, he did it in Syracuse. I don't care what they did in those towns. That has nothing to do with us. And the building, at least in Syracuse, was an old school. It's not a black, horrible looking building. So there is that. That's my comment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bruce Wigley?
Hi. Got some information here I'd like. This is a petition. There's one copy of it, and then there's a Good evening. My name is Bruce Wigley.
You can move the mic.
Get up a little bit more.
Thank you.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. I live at 208 River Park Drive in Middlebury, and I live in the Villas of River Park, and I am the vice president of our HOA. I would like to present to you, I gave you a copy of the petition that I presented to the Elkhart County Plan Commission at their September 11th meeting in opposition to the proposed Riverbend Townhome Apartments on County Road 16. I presented them with 294 signatures. Unfortunately, I didn't have a copy of each one of those pages, so what you have there is only 257 signatures. In summary, the petition covers 4 areas of concern: increased traffic hazards, parking strain downtown, noise pollution, and a traffic study request. A few of us speaking this evening will touch on some of these concerns. I also have a copy of a form letter in the packet that we sent to the Plan Commission in opposition to the Riverbend development. There were 39 Middlebury residents who signed and sent a copy of this letter. The concerns in the letter are based on statutory requirements under Indiana Code, the Elkhart County Subdivision Ordinance, applicable INDOT FHWA roadway standards, and the Middlebury Comprehensive Plan. I'd like to take a moment to address a specific concern, which Robin did already a little bit, is about the residential character of the proposed development. And again, I provided you a copy also of the picture the developer presented to us last year at our HOA meeting. For comparison, I've also included in my packet a few pages from the residential section of the Middlebury Comprehensive Plan with suggestion of pictures for examples of acceptable housing for the town. I feel the apartments do not represent the small town character of Middlebury, especially considering this is a popular access corridor for visitors and tourists and would be their first impression of our community as they enter along County Road 16. Again, in your packet is a picture of the entrance and exit of the villas of River Park and the proposed apartment. As you'll see, they are misaligned by about 60 feet. I feel this will add to the already additional traffic concerns and challenges that we'll have with vehicles trying to turn in and out of each area. In reading the Middlebury Comprehensive Plan, I saw that on page 37 that to preserve the existing residential character, there is a goal to develop a property maintenance ordinance / neighborhood preservation ordinance. And I didn't know if that ordinance was developed and if it might be able to provide direction for making decisions related to the proposed development. So I just kind of put that out there as a question. Also on page 57, it speaks to the use of focus groups to provide guidance relating to the implementation and achievement for the goals of the comprehensive plan. And again, I didn't know if it'd be appropriate if the council puts together a focus group to maybe help provide feedback to the town council relating to the proposed development. So in conclusion, I understand the need for growth, and I'm not opposed to the land being used for residential use. Although I have concerns relating to the safety, aesthetics, and density of this project, I feel it is important that growth happens consistent with the character of Middlebury and must meet our town's comprehensive plan. I respectfully request you review the submitted material and express your concerns to the Elkhart County Commissioners prior to their meeting on October 20th, at which time they will be considering rezoning for the proposed Riverbend townhomes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Lynn Wigley?
Need a copy of that.
Giving us a lot of reading material.
Well, page 2, you're going to
If I
want
can
to,
steal it, I get a copy of it. Not right now, when you're.
yeah, it's really tiny. You're going to want to.
Some-
Same with that.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Lynn Wigley, and I'm at 208 River Park Drive in Middlebury, and I live in the Villas of River Park. Marlon Schwartz, the developer of the Riverbend Townhome Apartments, met with our HOA in June 24 and November 2024. I would like to address some discrepancies between what we were told and what was presented to the Elkhart County Plan Commission on September 11th of this year. Marlon shared with us that he planned to build 100 townhome-style apartments. As stated in the Middlebury Town Council minutes from May 20th of 24, Marlon shared the same information with you. Yet his current plan now calls for 152 units. Additionally, he told our HOA there would be a buffer zone with landscaping, along County Road 16 to reduce noise and minimize the view of the apartments from the street. Marlon also stated he would meet again with our group once the plans were finalized. He did not. We only found out that things were progressing with the obscure posting of a sign on the proposed property at the end of August this year, announcing the Plan Commission meeting on September 11th. In the DPUD, which is the second page that I have attached there, presented to the Plan Commission, in the general notes number 14, subnotes number 2 and 3, it states that a buffer strip will not be provided due to limited space. This is due to the addition of 5 buildings that contain 52 units along County Road 16. If he would reduce his plans back to the original proposal of 100 units, there would be space for the privacy berm. This would also allow for the berm and landscaping to be set back from County Road 16 and not obstruct views for traffic in and out of the apartment complex. Our concern is that what was shared with our HOA on 2 occasions and with the town council is not what was presented to the Plan Commission on September 11th. We question what other changes this developer might make in the future that may negatively impact our community. Marlon had asked to meet with our HOA, stating that he valued our opinions and feedback. He asked us to trust him as he wanted to be valued by his community. Yet the additional 52 units prevent the buffer zone from being added. This, to me, shows he does not value his neighbors. We understand the need for growth that is in alignment with the Middlebury Comprehensive Plan that would be appropriate for land along County Road 16. We ask that you consider the changes the developer has made with the additional 52 units and the impact an apartment complex of this size will have on the County Road 16 corridor. We respectfully request you express the community's and your concerns to the Elkhart County Commissioners prior to their meeting on October 20th, at which time they will be considering rezoning for the proposed Riverbend Townhome Apartments on County Road 16. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Leslie Shoemaker? Did I get that right?
I only have 1 page.
Next-
Promise, only 1 page.
Yeah, next speaker, index cards only.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's true.
Thank you.
Oh, I need one.
Oh, you're fine. I'll get copies, don't worry. It's okay.
Good evening. Do you see a theme in our presentations tonight? My name is Leslie Shoemaker, and I live at 222 River Park Drive in the Villas of River Park, across the street from this development. I want to start by saying we are totally okay with development, and our community needs housing. Middlebury is growing, and finding affordable places to live isn't easy. This location does make sense in some ways, but the size and setup of this project raises some real concerns for me and my neighbors. The first is traffic. It's obvious that adding such a large number of apartments will lead to more congestion and, unfortunately, future accidents. Another big concern for me is the lack of garages. 152 units, and are very few planned. Of those are single. There are very few planned, and those are single car. This means most people will be parking outside, which could lead to issues, theft, and vandalism. If the developers are hoping to attract families, targeting parents seeking Middlebury Community Schools, it's worth asking, where will kids keep their bikes and sports gear? Without garages, that becomes a real challenge for families that could make this area less safe and less appealing in the long run. I'm not against development. I just believe there is a better way to meet the housing needs. What if, instead of so many apartments, we have single-family homes and fewer buildings with townhouses, all with garages? That kind of development would still provide much needed housing, but would also be a stronger sense of community. Neighbors who know each other, kids playing safely outside, people taking pride in their home ownership. So, while I understand and support the goal of adding housing, I hope this town council will take another look at the size and design of this project, and please consider these concerns and communicate them with the county commissioners before the October 20th meeting. It's not about building more units, it's about building the right kind of homes in our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're okay. I'll get a copy. Yep.
Gary Chapman?
I wish you guys would come more prepared. Yeah. We'll make it easier
Come on
on
now,
us.
yeah.
I mean, really, it
Yeah.
would just be easier on us. Thank you. I make jokes, but I'm glad you did this. Yeah.
It means you care about your community.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay, my name is Gary Chapman. I live in the villas at 213 River Park Drive, and I'm here to address my concerns for the traffic situation on Warren Street and County Road 16 with the proposed Riverbend Townhome Apartments. MACOG has done a traffic count of Warren Street, County Road 16, from Main Street to County Road 116. The traffic count was done in January 10th of 2023 and showed that this road was underutilized. The Shipshewana Flea Market runs from early May through early October. The farmers market at the mill on Warren Street runs from May through September, only on Saturdays. A winter study would not include that data and thus created an unfair analysis of the actual volume of traffic that's County Road 16 really experiences. MACOG has also done an accident count involving bicycles and Amish buggies for the period 2019 through the first quarter of 2025. In that time, there were 50 accidents in Elkhart County. More than half were in Middlebury, 28 to be exact. There are currently no buggy lanes on Warren Street and County Road 16, with 3 curves on East Warren Street. If you are westbound behind buggies, bicycles, and farm equipment, you could have a long wait at the traffic light. Due to the cemetery and bridge, there's no room for buggy lanes. Warren Street currently has slowdowns due to cars, trucks, bicycles, RVs, buses, and Amish buggies, all using the same narrow lane. It is not unusual for there to be backups at the Main Street and Warren Street intersection, which can be as many as a dozen vehicles. Add that mix of cars and trucks with the proposed 152 unit development. I request that the council take these concerns into consideration and express them to the Elkhart County Commissioners part of their meeting on October 20th.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dan Schaub?
Whoa, hold on.
Hey,
Where's
where's
our
there-
handout?
Yeah.
Where's our hand?
No.
I'm going to have to make notes. Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm Dan Schaub, 121 River Park Drive. I live the same place she does.
Well, for now.
See, after the meeting, we'll decide. If I did my math right, there's going to be about 400 people there if this thing goes through. The area is about the size of 2.5 city blocks. It's going to be stacking them pretty high in there. It's going to be a little crowded. And I think you'll all agree, 400 people, not all 400 of them are going to be model citizens. Kevin, question, your prior chair was Marshall. I don't see Robert here.
He is here.
He's back here somewhere.
Somewhat. But the apartments out off Orford Drive, did they have a higher than average number of police calls?
I think you'd be surprised that it's not as much as you might think it is.
Okay.
But these, I think that's apples to oranges for this.
Well, I heard the same speech about,
Well, just from
Why
the
it was
cost
needed.
alone, I think
Yeah.
there's, you're really kind of off the track there.
so most of my notes have already been covered. I do have one comment. If the county commissioners approve to ignore what 300 people are against, you have in lieu of annexation now. If you decide to annex it, you can put any requirements on that annexation you want to. So I don't know if it's going to pass on the 20th or not. If it does, keep in mind, you can do any restrictions in that annexation you choose to do. And I think you know what everybody's asking for. Thank you. Sorry I couldn't have a handout.
Thank you,
Thanks, Dan.
thank you.
Thank you. Pam?
Pam Kaiser Middlebury, and I'm not here to talk about the apartments. I was actually going to speak on one of the agenda items. And I hope that everyone will stay for the rest of the meeting. And I welcome them to come and join me for all the meetings, because we would love to fill the room every time we have a meeting. But, so my concerns are regarding the proposals received for construction engineering on Bristol Avenue reconstruction project, which is going to have an impact on everybody around Middlebury. September 30th of '24 was when the public meeting was held where the engineering people spoke. I know there were people that voiced concerns. So I'm wondering if, when we get to that point, if somebody can go through, which, and maybe that's the plan, what the steps are going to be from this point forward. Is there going to be a public hearing on this? And the other concern is, I know that a lot of the funds, at least what was spoken about, would be federal funds and other funds. I'm concerned, as I think all of you should be concerned, about the funds that are going to be going bye-bye, or at least are in question. So I think that this is a project that, like I said, is going to affect everyone in town, out of town. This is another main thoroughfare, and it's going to take people's property. And so with that, I think it would be appropriate to have a hearing so that people can come and actually speak about it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. That is the last of my list of speakers.
Is there anybody else that did not sign in that would still like to comment? Please state your name and address.
You need me to sign in? I guess I didn't do that. Okay, my name is Rick Miller. I live at 56531 County Road 116, Middlebury, directly across the road from the proposed building site. My wife and I lived there for 32 years, and the road we live on, 116, was a dirt road way back then. And when Jonai Bontrager sold that farm to Syndicate, he had a group of neighbors come by with he thought we'd have concerns, and we did, as to what would happen with the property, what his intent was. And his wish was to have single-family housing out front by the road. Now, whether that got recorded in the deed by lawyers or what, I don't know. It probably didn't, but that was his intent. So I guess I hold my backyard pretty precious. We have a fire pit. We have people over. We have a good time. It's my little just place to unwind and get away. And with 2-story apartments next door, up in the air, looming over into my yard, I don't want it. And as far as Marlon and his associates came by to visit with me to address any concerns, And I said, yeah, I have concerns. And I went through a bunch of things, with the traffic and everything and unsightly. And I said, so if you were me, Marlon, and you lived here, would you want to live here in this place with 2-story apartments across the road? And he could not answer me. All he could say is, that's fair. So if he doesn't want to live there, what's that saying? I understand the need for housing, single-family housing, and even if you do put a buggy lane in, all that traffic has got to filter into downtown sometime. You've got the cemetery, you got Forks County Line, you've got the vet, you've got the park, you've got Riverbend Apartments, you've got the river, and you've got the bins down there. What is it called?
Mill.
The mill, yes. That's 7 obstructions right there. Even if you do make it down there, it's got to go downtown somewhere. So, and then also, as I understand, there is another vacant lot to the north behind where they want to develop. And I said, so what's to happen? Is phase 2 going to happen further to the north to add more apartments? And he said, what was his words? That has yet to be discussed and decided. Could possibly be in the works. So you're talking about possibly even doubling it going to the north if they decide to purchase more land and put more housing over there. So I guess my concern is traffic safety and single-family housing. You have some beautiful developments in Middlebury. You have the villas, you have the farm, you have Farmington, you have Pheasant Ridge. Very nice housing, beautiful. Well, it's what makes Middlebury, Middlebury. So something like that I could see as a good fit. So I guess that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to add a personal comment. You know, it's incredible when you're out walking around and you hear things that's going on in Middlebury. And I'd like to, again, I just want to express my appreciation to several of our departments, particularly the police department and our public works. There was a funeral on Saturday, September 27th, and then the funeral was being done by an out-of-county, so a funeral home, and at short notice, again, the police department stepped up and was able to provide safety and everything for the funeral and everything, as well as the public works. And so, again, I just want to say, you know, on behalf of the town council, again, we don't always see everything that our departments do, but we just want you to know that we sincerely appreciate you guys, and we're so ecstatic to be a part of, you know, what's happening in Middlebury. And so, again, to all the departments, we just want to say thank you so much for what you guys do, seen and unseen. So you guys may say that it's part of your jobs, but we just want you to know how much we appreciate water, wastewater, police department, public works. Did I forget somebody? Parks. So again, we know you go above and beyond, even on the weekends. And so again, we just want to express our appreciation to the department heads, because that speaks highly of you and of those employees of the town of Middlebury. So again, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you all for your comments.
Well, I'll make a motion that we close the public hearing section, or public comment
comments.
section.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all for
Thank you,
coming.
everybody.
Thank you.
You can stay for the boring stuff. We don't care.
Yeah.
Give us a complex here.
Speak their minds and leave, right?
Is it something we said?
Tell us what to do and
Something
go.
we didn't
Yeah.
say?
Is it something we said?
How's it going, John?
Just be careful with the step.
You look good?
The problem's going to be is that would have to cross the pumpkin vine. I don't know what or how we would even address that. So that's something for way down the road. So yeah.
Thank you, Bill.
No.
Yeah.
Years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She said you were gonna bring donuts.
What?
We ate them already.
Thanks for coming, Dan.
Last week we had eggs.
Bring us
Come on,
in.
Dan. Come on, Dan. Okay.
We have to. That's right. We're gonna have to do that.
Congratulations.
She's gotta just state whether or not she lives within the corporate town.
Congratulations again.
Do you want to make an announcement that we'd
Item
like to
number 4
continue?
says,
All right, we'd like to go ahead and continue our meeting.
or you can stay and listen. We're okay with that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mary.
All right. Next item is expense vouchers.
I'll make a motion that we approve and accept the expense vouchers as presented.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, unfinished business. Acknowledge the proposals received for construction engineering on Bristol Avenue reconstruction project.
So these proposals are for construction engineering. Basically, it's construction inspection. Anytime that you do a federally funded project, you have to go through this process and receive packages. And then you have to have a team of 3 to 5 individuals to review and evaluate those proposals. And then eventually, you work through the Indiana Department of Transportation to develop a contract, and you enter into a contract. Nothing happens until you issue a notice to proceed. There's no cost, no nothing. And so what we need today is to read all of the ones that were received, just the names, and then we'll start the review process.
Is Jackson a part of that meeting to review?
Typically, the attorney's
Not required?
not a part of that.
Oh, they should be.
We would like to have 2 other council members be a part of it, and then 2, well, including myself and 2 others, if possible,
And tonight, we just read the names of those making proposals, right?
that has submitted proposals.
Do we have to
Yep.
read the bid total?
No, there's no bid.
Okay.
This is professional services, so it's not based upon bids, it's based upon
Yeah.
several different factors.
Right.
All right. I guess the first one is Evan Marsh. Is that right?
I think the names are all on the outside of most of the packages, too.
Okay. So is that all we need to mention then?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Put your back into it.
No drum roll?
Yeah.
Next one is JPR. Someone might have done that, some.
This one's ready for you.
All right. USI Consultants.
What was it?
USI Consulting.
USI.
I feel like I'm cleaning up after Christmas. DLZ.
Z as in zebra?
Yeah.
DLZ.
Zulu.
I think it's just A&Z Engineering.
Let me open that for you.
I don't see a name on this one. That wasn't the Indiana Department of Transportation. GAI Consultants. Thank you. Oh, thanks. American Structure Point Incorporated, is that right?
Yep.
A lot of people interested. United Consulting? And I think that's it.
Oh, oh, oh.
All right, so that was easy enough.
Then we'll want a motion to
We need a motion to
accept those.
I'll make a motion that we accept the proposals from the list, or from the companies just read.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Do we need to choose the?
No.
No.
No,
At this point?
goes through review.
Under review.
Oh, okay.
Ratification of employer training agreement with Indiana Department of Workforce Development.
So we submitted a grant application and received $10,000 to send to employees to complete CDL driver's training. So that way, like Kendall just got done with getting his CDL. So so I think the cost is like $6,000 to send them to school, plus paying their wages, plus paying mileage. And so this $5,000 per employee is extremely helpful. So I signed the agreement because we needed to keep it moving and we didn't have a council meeting. And so we're asking for ratification of that agreement with Workforce Development.
Yeah, I'll make the motion that we ratify the agreement with the AJY CDL training, driver training.
Actually,
this
that'll
is-
be,
Oh, I'm sorry.
that will be
for-
another
Workforce
item.
Development.
Yeah.
Yeah, workforce development, sorry.
Yeah. I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, permission for AJ Weiss to attend CDL driver training.
There you go.
So yeah, so AJ Weiss would like to attend the CDL driver's training. He's expressed an interest in being able to operate the Vector truck. If there ever a shortage of, snowplow drivers. Sometimes we get sick and don't have enough people. So it's always good to have other people trained. So we're asking permission for him to go to the schooling.
I'll make the motion to approve for AJ Weiss to attend CDL training.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, ratification for ordinance 710K, amendment to 2025 salary ordinance.
This was due to a clerical error that was on it. It said that the funding came from MVH, but it should have been water.
I saw it.
So, caught it after the fact, unfortunately. So,
Yeah, we're
do I
just
just need to
gonna,
cross it off and
we'll,
put the water fund, or do we have a new one to sign?
I just prepared a new one
Okay.
because it's ordinance 710-K-1.
Dash one.
Yeah.
So I figured we just pass that, amending that.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we accept ordinance number 710K-1, amending the funding area to say 100% water funding.
Flowing today.
I'm off it today.
I'll second.
Salary.
Motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Too far ahead.
We're close.
We need to have a public hearing for the ordinance number 719, the 2026 budget.
Do we need a motion?
So,
Yes.
I'll make a motion that we open the public hearing for ordinance number 719, 2026 budget.
Second.
any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
What was the motion for?
Or-
To open public hearing.
hearing
Public hearing.
Okay, yeah.
for the budget.
Anybody?
Need to go anywhere on that?
Are there any public comments?
You want to pitch in the fund?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing for ordinance 719, 2026 budget.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, proposal for tower ground base meter reader from Corin, Maine.
Now, this was on a new one.
So I'll start, and then if you have questions, we have representatives from Core and Main here. So there's a proposal that's attached, and I sent out a revised memo. So in 2025, the purchase and installation and then the software and support would be a total of $140,231.14. And then the annual, each year there's annual software and support. Like 26 would be $23,435.85. Basically, the total purchase for all of this installation and support for 5 years is $238,291.87. So currently we have like 2 guys it takes to do our meter reading each month. And it's an 8-hour day. And then if there's any, once they go through them, they skim through them to see if, like Gretchen does here in our office, to see if there's any like possible high usage, but not all those high usages show up because, you know, we're looking for bigger numbers on a residential one, and sometimes they just don't show up. And then this would be able to, like, she would be able to see if there's any, like, anybody that has like a continuous flow at any point in time, just from sitting at her desk. And the TGB unit would then also store several months, maybe years of data, so that way we could go back. A lot of times we've been asked to go back and we can only go back 30 or 35 days.
31.
Okay. And so like that data a lot of times is gone before we realize that there's even a problem when somebody has high usage. So anyway, it is a lot of money. It has a lot of benefits, but it's trying to weigh and figure out what what we should be or shouldn't be doing. And they can also add more information. I'm just not as experienced on all of this.
Forgive me, I know you probably said, I'm sorry, Kent.
Oh, go ahead.
What was the difference between the two, the first one and then the revised one?
I thought, so I had information and I thought they had doubled, like the,
Did they, forgive me, misquote, or was, I mean,
on the first one, the only thing that should have been crossed out was, originally there was 2 units. There was one on, that we had units on 2 different towers, so that way we could get reads. They've done a promulgation study and we only need 1 unit. And I thought that the annual software and the analytics, it didn't really explain it very well. So I thought it was for each one of them, like the 2 different units. So I crossed out the one and then, yeah, they said, no, that's not right.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
So this is the system that was presented like, what, 6 months ago or so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And they have much more knowledge on this than what I do, so they probably want to speak.
For you though,
Yep.
have we done any sort of cost analysis as far as how much this system would save us, like on a monthly or an annually basis?
That is a good question, and I have not. I know that it takes, 2 full people doing meter readings every month. And then depending upon, how many high usage, they go back out and check, and sometimes it takes a half day. Sometimes it can take more than that.
I mean, I can elaborate on some of that too. Like that, this would be Gretchen being able to do meter readings literally every day. So if there is an alarm, we're going to know about it within 24 hours, whereas right now we're not getting those alarms until we do meter readings. And the guys, I believe, get those alarms while they're reading. I'm not 100% sure.
No.
I didn't think so. And so basically then once we put it in our system, we see, and the readings are done, we see, hey, these have alarms, or we're reviewing the printout of everybody's consumption that we've read. and looking for that high usage and flagging it internally to then send the guys back out again to get the interval data and to see that 31-day history to see maybe where that started, when it started, has it resolved itself? There's multiple factors where, and then we're trying to contact people. Then most of the time we don't have good phone numbers. So then we're sending out a letter. Now we're waiting for them to respond to our letter. Sometimes we get a response, sometimes we don't. And then they wonder the next month why their bill's so high.
And just one example of this, there was a resident downtown, they had shut down everything for the winter because they go south. Some family came in and they wanted to use the house, so they turned the water back on. Then they left and they forgot to shut the water back off. The heat was down and pipes burst and water is just gushing. I mean, it lasted, I think, for, I don't know, 12 or 15 days. Major, major, major damage. We would have been able to find it within 24 hours. This was days. And that could happen to any one of us. I mean,
Another recent one too, which is one that didn't get flagged internally. So typically internally we're looking for 10,000 gallons or more because we are a pretty residential area. Going through 5,000 or 6,000 gallons for a household is not anything out of the ordinary. So looking for 10,000 gallons tends to be that like good dividing line. Or at least that's kind of the easiest way to find it too. What happened last month, we actually had a resident who uses very little consumption. He's home very little. He was gone, came back, he got his bill, and he's like, why is my bill more like double what it usually is? Well, it's still he had a continuous flow. We can't look back far enough in the data to see where it began. We can kind of see where it was, but for the most part, the data we have looked normal. And we can't really explain his usage. He's doing what he can and he's paying the bill and he's taking care of it and he's okay with it, but he still used less than 10,000 gallons. So internally it was something we just weren't going to catch because his usage is normally so little. So unless we're pulling up each individual person's data while we're going through those readings, which unfortunately is not feasible with the amount of homes that we have. And then comparing it to their previous data, we're not going to catch all those things.
and with the new meters, it's catching it's measuring all the flow that's going through that meter. And so we're catching toilets with continuous flow.
That we never used to be able to catch.
Right. And we're catching, water softeners that are regenerating all the time. There's just a lot that we're catching. And
which is a good thing. And
Yeah.
again, if we can catch it and tell our residents, hey, which they're all very appreciative when we do let them know. It's just a timing issue a lot of the times. We can't.
we're 30 days.
Yeah,
It's a 30-day cycle.
it's there and gone most of the
Right.
time.
It results in a cost savings for the homeowners because we can catch it
Also
faster.
true. Yep,
When we read meters once a month for the entire town,
correct.
and so that's two guys, 2 days?
1 day.
Or
1 day.
1 day.
So 16 man hours.
Yeah.
Correct.
To read.
Yeah, it'd take a long time to regain that as far as that goes. And now the
Yes.
savings
Yeah.
on the other side of it, I
Yeah.
don't know what that value is.
I don't know either.
And the number of times, the average number of times we have to send them out for?
Numerous.
Well, I mean, what is that? Is it 6 or is it 20? mean,
Well,
it's a 30-day
so when
minimum.
we get readings back, we tend to try and do all of that and then give them our list. So they're going out hopefully only one time to go and do these things. It also kind of depends on if we can get in touch with the homeowner or not, because sometimes the homeowner's like, hey, I need you to come help us find this leak. And we're more than happy to do that. So sometimes they are going back out, more like a service call in a sense. Or they're just calling because they're like, hey, my bill is higher than normal and I don't really understand why. It wasn't significantly higher, but it's still higher. So same thing. And then also anytime anybody moves in or moves out in this town, we are sending them out to go get a final read.
And they can
So
do
it's
it then.
not just during actual normal billing reading cycle time. This is at
No, I
least
get that. I just
every
didn't know
week.
if we knew about how many times that is. Like, is it 12 times a month.
And again, it depends because with the move in and move outs, you
Right.
could have 6 in 1 week,
From
or
what-
you
yeah,
could
for
have
sure. I get
2 in a month.
Yeah, it's really hard to determine that. I do remember when we first started changing meters and people would have continuous flow and, you know, we just didn't know it because the meters weren't registering it and stuff. But one lady, typically her bill would be about $100. It was over $1,000. And, you know, like, that's a hard hit.
And that was a lot of lost revenue on our side.
Right.
So, but I mean, they can tell you even more of what it does if you'd like to ask questions of
I
of
do
the
have a question
system.
for them as the
Yeah.
professionals.
Yep.
Is this software, is it
That's a first and third.
is this intuitive, or I dare say AI, where, let's say somebody's, average usage is, 4,000 to 5,000 gallons, and let's say it's only, the 20th of the month, and they're already exceeding their average, will that send like an alarm or notice?
It'll be like a high read.
Okay, and that, again, we would be able to catch it a lot
Yes.
quicker
Yeah.
with this.
You could run the report every day and see what's high and what's not.
Well, as soon as she comes into the office, she'll see it, because it sends it immediately.
I was gonna say, are the analytics real time?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
real time.
Okay.
And typically with the AMI system, which this is, they'll pay for themselves in about anywhere from 2 to 4 years.
Okay. That's what I was looking.
Mic check.
Yeah.
Sure, it'll bounce all the way to the bank.
And currently, we do have a high-low report that we can run, but we can only run that while that bill cycle is sitting in the system. We
Right.
cannot run it any other time. So.
But by that time, it could be a couple weeks old, right?
Right, exactly. Yep. And by the time we've done readings and we're mailing out bills,
So.
usually about 2 weeks have passed by the time we finished reading to when we're sending bills out, just because of the way our billing cycle is. So again, we're on already another 2.5 week delay by the time somebody's getting their bill to say, hey, this doesn't look right. So.
The 2 to 4 year payback is based on like the community our size or the various sizes of communities that have these.
Just an
Right, because if you have
average.
That's the average.
25,000, residents versus 5,000,
Yeah,
that 2
it's
to
kind
4.
of it's just an average of all systems.
So our payback might be a
Be
little longer, since we're a
because we're
smaller,
smaller, yeah.
smaller municipality.
And we do offer, it's an ally meter, it has a shut-off valve in it, so you can turn it off from the office.
So you're
And
not
or
sending
back
somebody
on, so
out.
then
But
you don't
that's-
have to roll a truck 2 times out there to go turn it off. They'll come back, they come and pay their bill, then roll a truck back out to turn it back on. So you can just do it from your fingertips.
Say it again, Mary.
That's for habitual people that you might have to shut off.
But that is something that would be additional to the meters we have now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does your system allow for
Setting our own parameters on things, so she can go log into the system and say,
Totally
we need our
customizable.
parameters of these rather than a default setting. Okay.
It's just picking up some sort of radio static. We haven't had.
George.
We had.
That's probably what it is.
No, we had this issue a while ago and then it got fixed, and so
Well, we thought it got.
That maybe was bionic.
it can even just be semis driving past in their radios, so we can't blame you, I promise. We were told it could be literally any radio frequency in the area.
But yeah, you can set your own parameters, how you want to see it. When she gets the training, she can set all that up, how she wants to see it.
So we can start at one place, and if we see, well, we need to narrow those parameters or expand them or whatever.
you can change
She can do that from in here. Okay. Thank you.
Would that simplify billing at all, or is that pretty much the same?
It would help a lot, I think. Like in a weird way, my concern would be trying to keep Gretchen busy at the same time. Because if you take away that long billing, that to me it is a lot of time-consuming manual work between the time that we get the readings in the office to the time those bills go out. So, to get rid of a lot of that review for her, that's where I go, well, how do I fill that time? Which, I mean, that's a bridge we can cross at any other time too. And that to me is not necessarily a positive or a negative. It's just depending on how you look at it.
Right.
So, but it definitely, in my opinion, would help a lot with the billing, just because like that we can do so much more, so much faster, and getting that data. So that way we're not sending the guys out for something that could be normal.
Don't worry, I'll find her something.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
I don't doubt that at all. At all. At all. I think my biggest concern is the length of time for payback. I get all of the positives. I mean, I think that's fantastic. Just that 238,000. That's a lot of money, and likely a 4-year payback.
Well, that is
It's over
spread
the
out.
five
We're not
years.
paying that all at once. The
Right.
Right.
It'd be about
So-
47,000 a
yeah,
year,
yeah,
48 a year.
Initially,
No, I get it.
but
Yeah,
we're-
yeah.
I assume we're signing an agreement for the additional years of annual.
But there's another $100,000 over the next 4 years.
There's another budget item.
Yeah, there's another
So-
$100,000 over the next.
Water's unbudgeted.
Well, right, they pay for it,
You know,
right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and the benefits would be probably.
Well, and even if
I don't
we,
know how you measure those, for each individual that would ever have an issue.
at 25,000 a year, the payback on the initial might not come, but the payback for each year I would think would more than cover what we're saving.
In
The 25,000,
salaries.
yeah. for them
Well,
to
and it
go
frees
out.
the water department up for X amount of days every month to do other things that they need to do as well.
Yeah, there's no doubt
so this
the
is-
benefits are there.
That's the initial.
But it's just a proposal. We don't have to make a decision tonight. So, if
Yeah, I
it's
think some
something
time
you want to
to-
chew on.
Something to noodle on it would be good, yeah.
How long is this proposal good for?
I would say probably a year.
Okay, so not like 90 days or
No.
I
45 days.
I thought you were gonna, I'm a sales guy, I thought you were gonna say 30.
30.
Well, if census comes out with like another price increase, then we would have to adjust
Okay.
it.
Right,
So,
right.
Do you anticipate one before the end of the year?
Possibly.
And with the tariffs, right now, we're holding the pricing.
Yeah, this is all the equipment needed.
Yes.
Installation, towers, everything.
That's why there
How
was a
quickly
big
would you guys-
initial cost
Right.
was the installation.
Right.
Yeah.
If or when approved, how quickly would it be able to be installed?
Probably 3 months.
Within 3 months.
I think we could do it sometime in November, like late November.
So you're talking like next month.
Yeah.
That's 2.
Wow.
Okay.
Because I have an installer coming to town to put up another base station, and he could come up here if need be.
Understood?
And
No,
correct
no
me if
pressure,
I'm
guys.
wrong.
Yeah.
This is
No,
still
we won't
scaled
we won't
back.
have much, we won't have much going on next meeting, so we can take it then.
I think she just drew a line in the
Yeah,
sand.
right,
That's what I
right.
thought.
What's that, Kevin?
And
This has been scaled back already. You know, we had another smaller meeting previously where originally they thought they'd have to have 2 towers, and they worked it through it and found out we didn't need that. So that brought the cost down somewhat.
Okay.
you think the one reader would adequately cover?
Yes.
Yep.
100%.
So if we took up the decision at the next meeting, which I'm sure we'll be busy, Would you still be able to get it in by the end of the year?
Might push it back.
If we waited 2 weeks to decide?
It'd be 2
Might push
weeks.
it to December.
Yeah, it could be.
Well, that's why I said by the end of the year. Yeah,
January.
okay.
Yeah.
But you don't have any issue installing it in the winter, weather-wise? Just, you never know.
As long as we don't have to.
Right. Yeah.
Put it on the agenda for next month, or for our next meeting.
We
Yeah.
need to accept the proposal.
No, we will need a contract if we're gonna approve it at the next meeting, so I don't know if you guys could send that over for review before we would finally approve that.
Yeah, we could send you something.
Or alternatively, I can put together one, but whatever works.
You get nothing to do.
We need something to actually approve. Right.
Do it in my free time.
Here's the contract, here's the agreement. That's what we vote on. Because tonight we just have a proposal. Okay.
Great.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Memo of understanding and addendum for services provided by Ergo.
So there's a memo of understanding and with Ergo Resource Management. So with the construction of the water treatment plant and the water tower, Ergo has been providing additional services than originally agreed upon. And this increase would take the contract that we currently have at $3,400 a month to $5,500 a month and extend to the end of 2026. Hopefully by then, we have a certified water operator and can get them into the groove, which, I mean, they're already working here, but taking on responsibility is a little bit different than just showing up to work. So,
So since he passed
Nope.
his
nobody's passed yet.
He
Nobody's
passed his DSM.
Yeah.
DSM.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So nobody,
Different certification.
yeah, Steve is still the only certified
Right.
operator.
Okay.
And that would start this month in October?
In
or-
November.
In November?
In November. Any motion for that?
And I do have an addendum that I prepared for it, so approve that with the addendum. if
Look
you're
at
going.
you.
But this would take Derek through what he needed to be in a position to take over then,
I'm not saying,
through 26.
and I'm not even saying that. So Derek and Jeremy both have their distribution license. Richard is working on that. And then all three of them, I think, are working towards their certified water operator. I'm pretty sure that Derek and Jeremy are both taking that in this month. It's a hard test. And not a lot of people pass it on the first time.
I have a question based on your memo here. It says, with the construction of the water treatment plant and the water tower, that's what's caused them, or they have been providing more than the original contract. When the tower is completed, will what they've been providing scale back?
It's going to take us through the end of next year to get that tower up.
Okay.
So that's why I'm pretty
Through the-
confident that,
Okay.
and I'm hopeful that, we can scale that back too. But when you're doing these different things with construction, especially the water treatment plant, it's going to get a little bit tricky when we're moving stuff over to the new stuff to fix the old stuff, and then getting into a rhythm of transferring. So you're switching detention tanks and clear well tanks on a regular basis. every water plant operates so differently. The basis is the same, but, you know, when Steve was at Goshen, Ron would say, I couldn't go to Goshen and just instantaneously know how to run that plant. And Steve couldn't come here and instantaneously know. He's had to like get into a rhythm, and you just kind of like notice different things that happen on a regular basis. And so if something's not normal, you can kind of like sense that. I think it must be something here.
I don't know.
So anyway, it's not water operators and wastewater operators, it's just not cut and dry. There's no set guidelines, and sometimes you really have to work, you know, your whole crew to come up with a possible solution of what you need to do to make it work.
If it does it again, I can try changing the channel, but I'll have to do both.
I'll make a motion that we accept this memo of understanding and the included addendum for services provided.
I'll second. I have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All righty. Appoint representative to the 2026 4-H Fair Board.
So every year, the council appoints a representative to the Elkhart County 4-H Fair Board, and Mary Stroyer has been serving in this role for the town of Middlebury for several years. She does a great job with this, and I would highly suggest and recommend that you appoint her for the 2026 Fair
Does she
Board.
know this?
Yes, she does.
Well, after we vote her, we'll.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
Congratulations, Mary.
I'll move to appoint Mary Schroyer as our 4-H Fair Board representative.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, request to cancel contract for East Warren Street curbing.
So in January, there was a contract signed with Niblock Excavating for East Warren Street curbing in the amount of $95,175. Due to some additional requirements from Elkhart County Engineering and the bridge reconstruction that they're planning on doing, they've asked for some additional design work to be done to incorporate storm sewer along with the curbing. The storm sewer would run to the pond there at Riverbend Park, and then it overflows to the river. And so due to that, I don't think that it would be good for us to go forward with putting this curbing in at this time. And so I've talked with Niblock, they're fine with cancellation of this, and they know that it will have to be rebid. So,
Because they haven't spent anything.
Let's say
No,
they
they
haven't
haven't-
heard any
purchased
cost.
any materials? or-
nope.
Okay.
So,
So it's a mutual parting
right.
on this?
And it's no reflection of anything that they did. It's just,
Just better to hold off.
right.
I'll make a motion that we cancel the contract with Niblock Excavating. That was, I assume, dated January 6th, 2025.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Request for Reserve Officer Laura Perry as a part-time employee.
Changing channels. It is here.
Just one of Shaylee's many talents, right there. It's working.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, as I mentioned in my letter, I got Officer Yahtzee, they're gonna be out for 6 to 8 weeks, probably closer to 8. Shoulder surgery, I'd like to move Laura Perry, who's 20-plus year reserve officer, up to the part-time to cover in some of those shifts and help out 20 to 30 hours a week, I think is what I said. She's pretty excited about it. She really likes jumping in there and doing that, so.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we approve the hiring of Laura Perry, or Officer Perry, as a part-time employee at 25 per hour for the time needed while Officer Yahtzee is out on shoulder surgery.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions?
That begins October
31st?
31st?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have the salary ordinance amendment then at the next one. Thanks, Jackson.
Right. All in favor?
Okay. Aye.
Request to purchase flail mower attachment.
So this is the attachment that'll go on the mini excavator, and it's a mower attachment. We have a lot of areas around town that just are very overgrown with growth and grass and vegetation. So this is just another tool that we can use to maintain those bad areas. So we're just looking for request and permission to purchase that flail mower.
Does that include the arm too, or just the mower unit?
So the arm is on the mini.
Is on the.
So this is just like the jackhammer or the bucket, anything like that. It's just attached to it.
And this, is there budget room for this in equipment?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And what'd you say it was to rent one? for
$1,000 a day
$1,000 a day.
to rent one, so we'll be money ahead.
Well, what do you think the usage of this will be like through the mowing season?
Won't be year round, but any.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, through the season.
Yeah, the
though.
warm months, probably maybe once a month.
Okay. Yeah, so even once a month is 2 years, and then we're done, yeah.
Right, right.
And if there's room in the budget, so.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the flail mower as presented.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You had sent a request for.
We have a purchase, the purchase order for the Easy Valve.
Oh, I'm sorry.
10-inch
Purchase
easy
order
valve.
for the Easy Valve, 10-inch Easy Valve and labor to install.
So this was just the 10-inch easy valve that EJP installed for us at the booster station so that we can get a shutdown and change the meter out inside the booster station without shutting anybody off. So that's what this is for.
That's already been done.
It's already been done.
Yeah. I'll
Well,
make a
well,
motion.
Well.
I'll make the motion to approve
So it looks like it was just shy of 13,000.
the purchase of the 10-inch easy valve at the price shown.
Thanks for not shutting us off.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Have a motion
Second.
and a second. Any comments or questions?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Well, you're
Cemetery?
Public
very
comments
quick.
over.
Fire away.
This is for Gracelawn Cemetery, the drive widening and replacement. It's that northernmost drive, the east-west drive. So that way, we can get it to the width that it needs to be and we know exactly what we have with regards to the Veterans Memorial Wall that we're planning on building. And so we asked for quotes, and we received 2 quotes, one from Niblock in the amount of $17,617, and one from Milestone in the amount of $29,510. Basically told them the same stuff. I think Public Works is going to do the removal of the existing asphalt and the removal of the soil, so that way we can get it down to grade. And that was the numbers that they came back with, which I was pretty happy with the amount of money. We have money in C-Edit, and I think it's, CCD?
Yes.
Those 2 lines that we could pay for this.
And if our fundraising goes well enough, we can Put the money back.
Yep, and we're working on grant applications. There's a couple of them that are due October 15th.
Okay.
And then I think there's 3 other grant applications that we're working on. We've had several companies reach out too. So, and the more that we keep talking about it, I haven't even shared this with Robert, but just at the landscaping committee meeting today, one of the persons that was in attendance said, hey, yeah, so-and-so is, we know so-and-so who is one of the high salespersons at Hollywood. So let's see if we can talk to them. And so like the more about the benches,
Yeah.
the more
Yeah.
people that we talk to, you know, even if we can get it at cost,
Right.
that's like,
It's a big deal.
it's
Yeah.
a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, we might be able to
So-
get less than that.
So I don't mean to throw a wrench in this, but you know, when we're downtown and or at the festival, the question is the memorial wall where it's currently at is in a very prominent area. I don't know how to ask this. I know we're putting it in the back of the cemetery. Is it at all possible to move it to like right along Warren, like towards the front,
So-
that on the east side of the cemetery? I guess, again, we're proud of our veterans. We're proud of,
We are proud of our veterans, and we've had several discussions. Robert and I have attended, I think, at least 2, if not 3, meetings at the American Legion with many of them. And they've bounced back and forth with having it out closer to the road or having it to the back. When you're out close to the road and you've got traffic, and you heard them tonight, there's lots of traffic. There is the noise.
okay.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to have a Memorial Day celebration and reading those names and trying to fight
Traffic noise.
traffic noise, that's an issue. Plus, you've got that trail that is right there. If you're trying to, again, a lot of people possibly on the trail. And so they have come to a consensus. Not everybody agrees, but they have said, we feel it needs to be at the back.
And that's where all the utilities are,
Yep,
water,
we've got
everything.
water, we're working on electric.
I've not heard anybody say they're not in favor of it. I think it's just, it comes down to where is it better prominence?
I would also state by allowing us to do this widening of the road back there, it's going to be probably a little beneficial because there's some tight turn radiuses in there with headstones and stuff, and people already kind of drive through the grass on the corners. We have plots that we can sell because of this issue. So if we do have those larger vehicles, and if it's towards the front, they're going to have to use one of those turns to then exit. And typically, most people will probably take the nearest one, right? So if it's all the way in the back, there's the parking already over in the back. So their cars can be off of the main path if they are there. So I agree. I would like it in more of a, I guess, visible space, but I think for the purpose of it and what we already have out there, this is one of the better spots for it.
Thank you for at least considering it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, we've had several discussions. It's not been something that we've like just said, oh, this is it, and there's no way. I mean, both sides have listened to one another. And I don't even think it was our final decision. It was the Legion.
Yeah, and
For the
the
most
amount of
part.
real estate that you're gonna lose up front versus in that back area, there's quite a difference there. So, yeah.
Well, and I'm sure if we put it on Google Maps and make it prominent, you
I
know,
can
and
add it
promote
on Google
and-
Maps. I
and-
know how to do that.
What's that? Yes,
That I can
yeah.
add it.
You're gonna see those flags flying.
Okay.
You're gonna see this wall. I mean, it's gonna be 7 foot tall. No, 6 foot, 7 foot.
Well, 6'6".
Okay, 6.5 foot.
Right in the middle.
We're right in there.
Split the difference.
Six,
Yeah.
7, you're right.
The American flag's 35 foot tall.
Okay,
So you will see this.
okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, I was one of the original, originally mine was all about, do it up front and, but, as we think through the logistics of it, the road traffic noise and a few other things, I came to acquiesce that the back is probably, the better spot.
And I get why you would want to have it out front.
I ride through other communities and see them. They're not always in cemeteries either, right? So sometimes they're just part of the town square or whatever. And if we were doing that, that would make a difference, but we're not. And so I came to agree that, the back is a good place for it. Because right now, we don't have anything like that.
Right.
And so this is gonna be a huge deal. As a veteran, really looking forward to it, so, yeah. So,
Need a motion on that one?
Yeah.
yeah, I'll make a motion that we accept the drive widening and replacement quote from Niblock in the amount of $17,617.
I'll second it.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, pretty bad trade-off for Niblock on that one. I lost the curve, but they did get that.
Yeah, well, wow. They make it up a little bit
They
at a
got
time.
something.
All right, announcements. Elkhart County Plat Committee meeting on October 9th at 9 a.m. in the Public Services Building. Elkhart County Plan Commission is October 9th at 9:30 a.m. in the Public Services Building. Elkhart County Board of Zoning Hearing Officer at October 15th at 9 a.m. in the Public Services Building. Park Board meeting October 15th at 8 a.m. here at the Town Hall. The Elkhart County Board of Zoning Appeals October 16th at 9 a.m. in the Public Services Building. And the Town Council meeting October 20th here at 6 p.m. here at the Town Hall. And we are adjourned.